So some little guy, that little guy is me, ended up forgetting to turn up the OBS volume for me and Shrimp first about a minute into this. But all you really need to know is that this will be a possible series where I'll interview some kind of lesser known artists. And the first episode we've got Shrimp, whose real name is Tommy. And the first question that I asked was how he would introduce himself to people who don't know anything about his music, to give them a good idea of what kind of music he does. I have a bit more space to fill, so whatever. And yeah, enjoy the interview. Now.
Music that I kind of have out, most of it is from pretty long ago, like it's from a couple years ago, and I guess I've only dropped like one song over the past year, or I guess two, but either way, not very many. And so yeah, I guess I would say like all my older stuff is very versatile, and I think I'm gonna keep doing that in the future. So it's like there's probably something for everyone type of thing. And that's not super intentional, but it happens anyways.
Yeah. So there was someone from the Discord server, Tibby, who sent me a doc of all of the questions that have been asked in the Ask Shrimp channel. And
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna assume that it's kind of generally known by the Shrimp fans, the Shrimp gang, that you started off playing guitar when you were 9 years old, if that's correct, or like around there.
That is right.
And
yeah.
if because of Guitar Hero, if that's also correct.
Yeah. Also
so,
correct.
Yeah, so in, like, back then, what kind of role would you say, like, music played in your life?
Oh, it was already huge. Like my dad, both my parents are musicians. Like my mom played piano at the church, and so it's like I was forced to go to church all the time. I never liked going to church, but it was cool to like hear the music. I really liked the music.
Yeah.
And then my dad was in a metal band in college,
Oh.
so like he would always like he'd be like, yeah, like me and my band recorded this cover of an AC/DC song on like a cassette tape, and it was always like really cool. He'd show me that shit. And he had like a big ass boom box that like we would always just like listen to Metallica and shit on. And I have a lot of very fond memories of like music impacting me, I guess, from a very young age, even before I understood that it was like interesting or anything. I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where it's like when I grew up and I started playing guitar and all that stuff, my parents were like, "Oh yeah, we're not surprised," because it's like I was always doing music shit.
Yeah. I kind of get that. Yeah, that kind of answers the third question. If there was anybody else in your family who was musical or like artistic in any way?
My sister, she went through phases. She's not so much anymore. She still loves like interior design and kind of like more adult type of shit.
Yeah.
But she was always really into photography, and she played drums for a while, which was really fucking cool. But yeah, no, that's about it.
Okay. So if you had to kind of, I don't know if this is a mean question or not, but if you would say that there was like an umbrella term that you could give all of your music, would you say there's some kind of like, if it was still really vague, but would you say there's some kind of term you could give it all, just like a genre?
Yeah, I'd probably say like melancholic.
Yeah, that's fair.
Somewhere there. There is a lot of positivity sprinkled throughout, but I think there's general overtones of like, I don't know, being in hell.
Yeah, I kind of get that. Yeah, just the texture. Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you like, what would you say is the kind of creative process that you go through? Do you do kind of like lyrics first, like you just write stuff down and then do an instrumental, or do you like jam on guitar and then think of lyrics later after inspirations, or there's something else entirely?
Yeah, it's always different, which is interesting. And so it's like there's always different things that inspire me throughout the creative process. And so sometimes it'll be like I'm just journaling and I'll write something and I'm like, oh damn, that's fucking cool. Like I'll think of a way to put that into a song, or sometimes I'll just be like noodling on the guitar or on the keyboards or something. I'm just like, oh fuck, this is awesome. And so
the gem.
Exactly. Yeah. It's yeah. It is like I don't know, like working out type shit. I don't know. It's
Yeah, I can
interesting.
kind of see that.
Yeah.
So, I remember there was a comment on one of the music videos. It might have been "This Body Means Nothing to Me" or something else, but I remember I think it was a reply to a comment, and it said something to do with you being like a rip-off of King Cruel, and
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was, and I remember listening to his songs and I was like, what? And then so what would you kind of generally say to just if you have you ever gotten any other sort of comments on your music that say you're like this artist or you're
Oh,
you
all
know,
the time. Yeah.
what of their
All the time.
you know,
Yeah.
main musicians that
Like
you
Lil
compared to?
Peep.
Yeah,
Lil
I
Peep was
guess.
from the beginning. Yeah.
Mm.
Always had that one.
I feel like it's always
Had
if
some
you're
people.
making electronic music and hats and whatever, it's just
Lit.
Lil Peep.
Like I think if you're a white guy and you sing about your feelings, like you're pretty much Lil Peep.
Pretty much.
But so there's that. I got some Juice World ones and yeah, the King Cruel one.
Mm.
I've gotten some like the Smiths and
Oh. I guess that kind of makes
like
sense. There's like a lot of
yeah, and
yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, I totally get it though, because it is shit where it's like I am inspired
Yeah.
by those people type of shit, and so I do pull inspiration, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I think there was a point where I was like, no, I'm Shrimp, I'm me, you know, and I don't know. I think regardless, you're gonna get compared to people, and so I just
Yeah.
try not to put too much energy into it anymore.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Would you say that there would ever be any possibility of you joining a music label, or are you just completely like comfortable how you are?
I'm so comfortable right now. I love where I'm at. But obviously I want to, do more. I think like in terms of popularity and stuff like that, things that like a label could help you do,
Yeah.
I'm so fucking comfortable.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like my own personal art, I think like that's where I'm uncomfortable and I want to do more with that.
Hmm.
And so I don't think I'll be joining a label anytime soon. I've had a lot of labels hit me up and it's always the same spiel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like, hey, this is my name and this is what I can do, and and I'm kind of just like, I'm alright. Yeah.
So I remember seeing something to do with the question that you'd been approached by fans in public. So was it just like a one-time thing, or has it happened like multiple times? And like, what was the situation? What happened there?
Yeah, it really only happened one time. It was funny. I was at a Starbucks with my friend and the guy working there. I think his name was Scott. He was like, dude, oh, like he apparently went to the same high school, or yeah, went to the same high school that I did, and he's like, dude, what? And I was like, yo, cool, man. Like he like gave me a coffee for free, which is fucking awesome.
There you go. There's your big break.
Yeah. I was like, damn, man, this rocks, and it was really cool. He's a really sweetheart. He's a big sweetheart. I liked him. But yeah, that was about it. I think one other time I was like at a Publix, and the guy working at the Publix was like, "What up, Shrimp?" And I was like, "Huh?" And I got like
jarring.
Dude, I like started dissociating. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And so I felt really awkward and I felt bad, because I was,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I felt like I was kind of like an asshole or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you can't really blame you for that if you're just going about your day. You just hear someone just refer
it's
to you.
so off-putting.
Yeah, I can kind of get that.
It's one of those things where it's like in any other context, if someone called you a shrimp, you would like think they were trying to like fight you,
Yeah,
type of thing.
yeah.
It's like, yo, shrimp. It's like, oh shit, who's gonna
Oh,
fight me
shit.
right now?
Let's square up.
Yeah.
Like a
Squabble
kind of
up.
addition to that, how would you kind of describe your fans as a whole?
Oh, they're the fucking best, man. Like there's definitely a lot of people in there that are kind of man, I hate saying this because it's kind of mean, but I think every fan base has this where there's like those people that are too much.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would say like 99% of everyone is like the nicest, most open, and like cutest people I've ever met. It's like I love them to death. They're exactly like me. I love them.
I was recommended not to put this part out publicly, so instead I'm gonna do a short reenaction of one of my first songs that I ever wrote. Oh. You can see you lately. Don't know how I'm feeling late. That's not the lyrics. Yeah. Anyway, so how was your day? What? No way, that's awesome. Aw, that's sad. Alright, bye. So what have kind of been the difficulties and like hardships on your journey as a musician, like to date, kind of?
Creative block has been a huge one. I think that's been troubling me for fucking years now, which is a huge reason why I just haven't put out a lot of music. I'm just I guess I realized it's like I've been doing the music shit since I was, actual production stuff since I was like 14 or so. And throughout that time I never gave myself a break to rediscover what my sound was, or like what I wanted to do, or who I really was.
Yeah.
I just like kept going because I was like, I got a dream and I'm chasing it.
Yeah.
And like up until the last couple years I realized I was like, damn, I'm really like, I'm a totally different person. Like I can't keep doing the same shit. And I think usually it's like people will grow with their sound and they'll be able to like do it immediately. They're like, oh, this is what I want, this is what I want to do. But I feel like I've needed just like time to experiment and like find new artists. And yeah, and then of course like I think losing Chase was a fucking huge like devastating blow. Not necessarily to my career or like to my artistic stuff, but just in general, man. Yeah, that's just like, I laid in bed for weeks. Like I could not, and I think everyone around me was kind of in the same boat. But yeah, that's like the first time I really dealt with grief, and that was interesting.
I didn't really know much about him, but I knew that he was like pretty close to a lot of people in the kind of area.
I got a hat right here. It's like a hat that one of my friends gave me. It's just got like the number 6 on it. And I wrote dogs next to it. It always makes me happy.
That's cool. So kind of this is a bit of a different area, but
no, I hit it. Yeah.
In the Ask Shrimp tag, I remember seeing there was an answer that said that your favorite songs to produce were "Who Cares" and "Sewed Shut," if that's correct.
That is true.
So what was kind of the reasoning behind that? Is there like something to do with the process of making it, or like something with the instruments, or just anything like that?
Yeah, like for both of them, it was, there's a lot of times where I'm like sound searching for hours and I'm just trying to find the right sound for like everything. And for that one, it was literally just like I was clicking buttons and it was working. Yeah. And I probably produced the Who Cares beat in like, I don't know, a couple hours, and then the Sewed Shut one was like also a couple, like they were just so organic and it felt amazing. It was just such a quick process. I loved it.
That's kind of the dream. I can imagine like the feeling of that. Just that is like something you just want to bottle up and just have with you.
I wish I could hit that like flow state, every time. That's literally a dream.
For me, Sewed Shut still holds up to me after like even from a year ago. Like that was all I would be listening to. Like constantly like.
Thanks so much.
It was really good.
Thank you, man.
So this is kind of more about the live side. So how would you just generally describe the feeling of playing live, like from the night of the recap video from Attack Anxiety, the channel on YouTube? Would you say stressful, like just generally breathtaking, or kind of?
Dude, yeah, like I think anytime I have performed, I've been a mess the entire day until I get on stage, because it's like I don't really have stage fright, because once I'm up there I kind of just like get into a totally different headspace. But the entire day up until then, yeah, it's like I'm borderline shitting my pants and I'm borderline like about to pass out pretty much all day. But it's so fun once you're up there. It's always worth it.
It's like there's like a general atmosphere when you're there. You're kind of like, oh shit, these people are like here for this.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much.
So in the past, have you participated in any like competitions for music, like the whatever online ones or like talent shows or whatever, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I did a few talent shows in like elementary school.
Hmm.
Like I would play the guitar, and I think like I had a guitar teacher at the time, and he's like, dude, you should do this, and he like taught me a little piece. And I don't think it was for a competition or anything, but I have done a couple battle of the bands, like when I was
yeah.
in yeah, like 14, 15, playing in bands.
Yeah.
And I think we might have won like $500 one time, maybe.
Jeez.
It's pretty awesome, yeah.
$1 million to 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
Would you say there are just any overall dreams that you have for your life, like milestones or like any venues that you'd want to play or just anything like that? That sort of thing?
Honestly, I really don't know. Like I think in terms of like career dreams, I just want to be fulfilled, I guess. And I don't really know if fulfillment comes from like certain venues or
Hmm.
like sold out shows or anything like that. But just having what I need and I guess the dream is just like I don't know, fucking makes good ass shit. But
I feel like it's just
um,
enjoying yourself, isn't it? Just all around.
oh, totally, yeah. Like I just want to
Loving
like
what
make
you do.
shit that makes people feel good and makes me feel good.
Yeah.
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 Um,
Sorry.
but and then I think it'd be cool to like have a farm too. I think that'd be cool.
That's cool. There's like those kind of small things that you just kind of want to end up having that aren't really
Yeah.
anything milestone comparative or whatever the word would be.
Exactly. Yeah.
So would you say you have a kind of opinion on artists that try and be like their favorite musicians, like, and to the point where they're like, I don't know, copying the same melodies, which isn't necessarily, but that kind of thing, and copying
Yeah.
lyrics or using the same, like looking up like I don't know, shrimp sample pack or like that kind of thing. Would you kind of have an opinion on those kind of people?
It really depends, because it's like if someone's just starting off and they're trying to find their sound, and because I did that, it's like when I was starting off, I would just be like, uh, Young Lean
Yeah.
type beat, looking up like Suicide Boys type beat, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily like rap on them, but sometimes I'd just be like taking samples and
Yeah.
put it. But no, I think that's necessary at times, especially starting out. But I think there's people. Sorry, I'm about to throw some shade. But people like MGK,
Yeah.
really bother me. It really
Yeah.
bother me.
That's
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the world can agree with that right now.
Yeah, it did. Was he did he throw shade at like? Was he on tour with Slipknot?
He's with
Was that
Slipknot,
who it
yeah.
was? He
As
threw shade at.
as a
That's
thorough MAGA,
fucking
I can
crazy.
definitely say, like, it was just. How old is he? He's like
Like
20?
30 something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's on stage and he's like, oh, what I'm glad I'm not doing right now is on stage with weird masks. Like, what was the point of that? Like, how jealous
Dude.
must he be?
What a fucking idiot, man. Yeah, he bothered because like that's the type of shit where it's like totally following a trend, totally
Yeah.
following. I don't see any of that shit as genuine, even if it could be. I don't know. I see that shit as very like follower.
The
type
way
shit.
they present themselves is the annoying thing, I feel like.
Oh yeah, like they're like so punk, let's
Yeah.
mosh, and I'm just like, bro, you're
Recently.
40 years old, like you need to relax.
Yeah, I can definitely get that.
Yeah.
Would you say you've had like a kind of golden musician or album or song or whatever that's like really affected you kind of emotionally in like either just like a cathartic way that's like you've just felt like really refreshed after listening to it or inspired or even like in a negative way that's kind of maybe opened your eyes to something? Would you say, and what would that song or album or musician be?
Absolutely. I've been trying to like listen to an album a day. I've not done that at all. But I try to listen to an album whenever I can.
Yeah.
There's lots over the past year that I've like fallen in love with. I think like Spirit of the Beehive, the self-titled album that they recently did, fucking incredible. Found an album last night. It's by Slauson Malone. very beautiful album. That one kind of refreshed me.
Hmm.
A lot of Duster shit. Do you know Duster?
I
They
feel like I know the name, but moving on.
Yeah, they make me really sad. I like that. I don't know. I could go on. I could just keep going. Oh, the Arca self-titled album actually probably saved my life at one point.
Jeez.
Um,
That's always like a big thing with artists. I think if they have like that much of an impact on your life, that
oh my God, yeah,
amazing.
yeah. And then Ronald, obviously a fucking classic. That one affected me a lot.
Mm.
And then yeah, man. I could go on. I could go on. I'll stop it there. But
I think yeah, the list and the Ask Shrimp thing, just everything that has destroyed shrimp.
yeah,
Um,
I'll make a like mental anguish Spotify playlist or something. I'll post it in the Discord.
Oh yeah. Would you say there's kind of it's a little bit similar to that question, but would you say there's one song or album, or musician or performance or something that kind of clicked in your head to start making music, or just in anything? What was the kind of moment that you're like, this is what I want to do?
Dude, yeah, I think well, I mean, so the Guitar Hero 3 like fight with the devil, like
Hmm.
the guitar battle with the devil, that
Yeah.
was, and then like the guitar battle with Slash and Tom Morello too.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
were
yeah.
huge ones.
I love those.
And then there's a Paul Gilbert solo, like guitar solo that he did live like in 1990 something or 1980 something. That I've gone back to and watched probably like every couple of years type of thing.
Hmm.
It's in Japan. It's fucking incredible.
Wow.
But in terms of like, I think just like all the shit that my parents made me listen to growing up, like Guns N' Roses and
Yeah.
like Metallica and Pantera. Like there's so much, even though it's like butt rock type shit, it's so sentimental. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of.
That's probably
yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of music that even you, if you don't really enjoy listening to it, or just if it's not your kind of thing, you can still kind of connect it to another time in your life and just remember it whenever you listen to it. Which I can
Oh
kind
my
of
god, yeah. The November Rain music video actually, like I was like, damn, I want to do that.
Yeah. So there's kind of like in 2021 now, we have a kind of how do I say, like difficult music industry where you can put songs out and albums like pretty easily, but then because of how bloated everything can get, the market in general, it can kind of unmotivate people and make them feel like, oh, my shit's never gonna get out there. So
Yeah.
would you say, I can presume that you've had moments like that in the past.
Oh
And,
yeah.
like, was there anything that you did to kind of battle against it? And would you have like advice to give to those kind of people who are feeling those kind of things as well?
Yeah, I would say like I think music industry has become akin to like social media.
Yeah.
It's essentially the exact same thing at this point. And I don't know, like I think if you're making shit and you're proud of it, marketing is important, but it's not end all be all.
Yeah.
Like I would say just fucking put it out there, and you know, there have been albums that it's like they're not even on like Apple Music or anything, and people find that shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
people are just like on Bandcamp, they're just
Yeah.
scouring.
I've been in that boat
Um,
100%.
And so yeah, I don't know, man. I would just say it's like if it makes you happy and it's like something that you want to share with the world, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
And if you feel like in your heart you're like, oh, no one's gonna like this, no one's gonna this and that, and it's like I feel that all the time, which is like a huge reason I haven't been posting too much, because I'm just like, it's not ready yet, you know, I'm not there.
Yeah.
That's okay, you know, it's like you can keep taking your time. It's not.
Yeah,
There's
it's like there's another thing I feel like now in the music industry where it's like, yeah, I just need to put out everything like as soon as I can.
Mhm.
But like, I don't really think that's a thing.
No, I think like that makes you like a part of the problem. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like you oversaturate yourself.
Mm.
And so yeah,
There's
I don't
kind
know.
of
I would
a
just say
whole
like,
issue
you know,
behind it where if you don't do it, then somebody else is gonna do it, and then you know.
yeah,
I feel
yeah. I don't huge like competition aspect of
Mm.
music and everything at this point in general. It's like TikTok and fucking all that shit. And so, I don't know, man. I think it's like as long as you're making art for the sake of making art and not for the sake of anything else, I think you're golden.
Yeah, it just winds back to just enjoying yourself and enjoying the process and everything.
That's all that matters at this point, man. Especially like right now.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So what would we've only got a few questions left here. So, what other interests do you kind of have outside of music that maybe you'd like to expand to at some point, or just have as a side thing or whatever?
I love um I love antiquing. I think that's really fun.
Yeah.
I've talked about that a few times, I think. But yeah, I actually went to the antique store today. It was pretty fun. But let's see. What else? I love drawing and painting. And I like with the vinyl that I just released, I made like a little booklet type thing.
Yeah.
I think I want to start doing that type of thing every year and just like put together a compilation of things. Because that was really fun. But I really don't know. Like I am a pretty boring person. I like video games. Like I stick to the script pretty hard, man. It's like my daily life is like eat, sleep, music, video games, art, antiquing, going and playing basketball. Maybe I don't know. You know,
I think like as long as you're not just kind of slaving away at like one thing, as long as you're doing things that can change every day, then it's not really anything bad.
I agree, man. Yeah, it's like I think people get too caught up in like a routine or a schedule. And it's like that's super important, I think, like just in general. But I don't know, that can get that just what makes life monotonous, and
the Kafka.
there's a childlike sense. Sorry, what'd you say?
The Kafka effect, I think it was like from Metamorphosis or something. It's an author that kind of explains the monotony in his something like that.
I'm about to read that. That's another thing is reading. I've been trying to get more into reading. You recommend that book? Have you read it?
Not fully. I still have it on my windowsill next to my bed. I have a shit ton of books on my windowsill that they're the ones that I'm reading, and I'll leave one, and then I'm like, oh right, I'm reading that. Pick it up, start reading it, put it down. Reading is fun as hell. It's like you could just get into these like different universes. It's amazing. It's really cool.
Love that shit. Yeah. Do you have any book recommendations?
It kind of just depends on your taste. Like, I've been buying a lot of the kind of literary, I think that's the right word, literary classics like Metamorphosis and like Death of Ivan Ilyich.
Oh, nice.
I have like a bunch of random books as well, just like whatever. I got American Psycho. It's
nice.
A good book?
In the movie.
Mark, if that doesn't get me cancelled.
Kind of insane book?
Yeah, the book has a lot more gore than the movie.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, the author almost got like his career completely destroyed because he got the only parts that got publicized before he fully put the book out were the really horrible parts about like cooking women or something like that. It was very graphic.
Jeez.
That was what I was reading on the train during the
nice.
Summer. It was cool though. It was a really good book because it's not just page after page of that. But no, I don't know. You just kind of have to. I always just find random books online, and I'm just like, all right, I'll pick it up, I guess.
Give it a shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
This isn't the me interview. So
that's conversation. I love it.
Yeah. That's what people just seem to like that quite a lot as well. So if you weren't making music, what would there be like? Can you imagine what you would be doing if you weren't doing what you're doing right now with just the full-time career?
No. Like I've been doing this shit as long as I can remember, and it's always been the goal. You know, to just make enough money to pay my bills off of music shit. That's all I ever wanted, and so I was like, in the back of my head, I always knew it was gonna happen. Like on some manifestation, law of attraction shit. But I really don't know, man. I'd probably be finishing up my degree, and I'd probably be like working at Amazon.
Yeah.
You know, I would just probably just be living a normal life and doing like making music in my spare time.
Yeah, that's always the kind of like thought that you'd have, like kind of, what if I hadn't, you know, succumbed to having a day-to-day job?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I don't know.
Do you think that you're going to be doing music for just like your entire life until, you know, just the last days, or kind of similar to the two questions ago, the kind of, is there anything else that you'd kind of want to get into later in life, or do you think that would be a possibility in any way?
I really don't know. Like, I think in some way or another, I probably will be doing music, like whether that be music scoring or like making music for video games,
Yeah.
or because those are two things I really want to get into. I don't know if I'll be Shrimp forever, but I think I will be making music forever. You know. Yeah.
I can kind of see that, because the thing is, like, in things like TV shows or movies or whatever, that's not really a market that can kind of die out, because films are always going to need soundtracks, like games are always going to need soundtracks, all that kind of stuff. I think that's a pretty good market.
So yeah, any filmmakers or game makers out there, hit me up. I'm down. I'm down. Shameless plug.
The description. So I think that's pretty much it. Do you have any kind of closing words? Any like new material that we can hope for, or merchandise, or anything else like that?
Let's see. I know I have nothing to show for it, but I am working on a shit ton of music. Probably nothing that will see the light of day. Hopefully some of it will see the light of day.
You should do like an album that's like just stuff I found in this one folder
Demos.
on my computer.
Yeah, I've like kind of teased that before. It's like deemed the shit album is what it's called.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of people that are like, just drop the shit album, and I just don't know if that's the next step. But
I'll be an advocate for that, 100%.
Definitely. I don't know, man. I'm sure like me and Clancy are gonna be doing some more merch type stuff, and I'm sure you know, if you ordered the vinyl, get excited for that in the book. But yeah, I just, you know, anyone listening, thanks for listening, and just keep having fun. Just keep don't take life so seriously like me. I take it way too seriously. Don't be too serious. Have a little fun.
Alright, so I hope that everybody watching kind of enjoyed that. Kind of got a better insight into Shrimp's life, and I hope that everybody enjoyed that. So if you have any other questions, then put them down in the comments, and do the old funny intro from my old channel, but I think that's overdated now. So
run it. I want the funny intro.
Well,
do the funny intro.
5 years of making YouTube videos, and what was my outro? It was like, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button to show your appreciation.
Yeah.
And do subscribe to become part of the, I need something new now, part of the Iggy gang. Oh god.
Yeah.
The Iggang.
The Iggy squad.
Yeah. So, and yeah, oh yeah, it was like, hope you enjoyed this video, and goodbye. And then that kind of funny
Did you
thing.
do like the hand over the camera?
Yeah, I did the typical hand over the camera.
The bro fist.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. So that's the end of it. Shrimp forever.
Yeah, you fucking suck. I'm all alone again. There's nowhere else to go but where I'm at. I think I'm over it, but you just found some way to bring me back.